I've inspected this Seth Thomas Ships bell on a previous video, and it's time to do a quick look at the movement before I start the disassembly and restoration process. This ratchet has been modified to increase its surface area hold on the square part of the arbor, and the customer wants to keep it as opposed to replacing it, so it will stay. Some leftover metal flashing that didn't get cleaned off from who installed this bushing in the past, and a tool mark that left a scratch on the plate here. I've temporarily marked the pivots needing bushings with tape. It may need more, but won't know until I separate the plates in a few moments. I'd rather use tape or marks a lot rather than put scratches next to them like I've seen some people do. Main wheel pivot needs attention. I'll start on this cone bearing. It's too short to reach the balance staff. It's either fabricate a new balance staff that's longer or install a longer cone bearing. Problem is, no one makes a cone bearing in the extra length needed. So I'll fabricate one from a gun screw that has the same 640 thread size as original. It's going to need the cone bearing cut into the end of it. The head needs to be cut down so it'll fit into the collet. Looking good. We'll need to polish a little more, then harden it. Make a copper lap for the final finish. All lapped and finished, time to harden it. Time side mainspring arbor has been broke in half, repaired, and butchered. I have it set up here to determine amount it's bent. The mainspring attaches here, and I have that center running true. This section here that holds the gear and outer mainspring hook is not running true. From here forward, this arbor has issues. Here, it's running nice and true. This section is running off-center. The bearing surface that rides in the front plate is where this needle indicator is. Someone has laid some brazing material on the bearing pivot surface. A closer look, and you can see where it was broke in half. The brazing material didn't penetrate through the whole crack. Only half the crack got filled with filler material. Only a butcher would leave a bearing surface like this and send it out to the customer. We'll need to find a replacement or fabricate a new time-side winding arbor. index the arbor for roller filing using the index plate on the back of the lathe. There's 4 index holes that can be used to file a square from round stock. Line it up and lock it in place using the index pin. Depth gauge to control the length of the cut. A number 2 Swiss-made file with a safe edge. The safe edge has no teeth and allows precise filing in corners or against surfaces without damaging them. I have a post attachment for my lathe that allows a graver sharpener to be used as a file roller. Align the roller so it's parallel with the workpiece. I'll be using the single roller filing process on this part. I'll run the safe edge against the depth gauge. Looking good so far. Key fits perfect. Now to prepare to drill the arbor hook hole. This will center it and hold it steady for drilling. Epoxy is cured, so time to drill the hook hole. Slide the backing board into place. Using a backing board prevents the drill bit from flexing and drilling off center. A must to use when starting a drill bit on a round surface like this arbor. Looking good. I'll deburr and break the sharp edge with a carbide reamer. Now to install and shape the hook. I've cut the hook on the lathe and hand worked the hook portion of it. Left it long here to form the locking rivet. I'll shape the hook once it's riveted in place. Make sure the hook is pointed in the correct direction. Curl the hook over. Looking good. It's going to have a better positive bite than the original, and the low profile on the back side will allow it to unlock the mainspring easier when rotated backwards. Actually looks better than the original. I made the rear pivot longer because the original was a tad bit short. Here you can see the bearing surface that rides in the front plate that someone butchered on the original one. The square on the new one is in much better shape than the original. The client has decided to defer some of the costs and wants to use the original time side main wheel, so I'll run a reamer through the wheel center shoulder to match the diameter of the new arbor. All cleaned, time to assemble. Get it lubricated. Time to fabricate a new latch. The old bezel is fairly dented in the latch area. Dents will need to be removed before a latch can be attached. Rough sketch the latch size. I'll cut it out of this piece of brass. Center punch the hole locations. Now the rivets. I've mounted the reflector and glass in the bezel so it's not falling out like it was when it came in. Striking correctly now. I need to go back to the early 1900s when Mutt and Jeff were around to see if I can find a back label. These newspapers go back to when Seth Thomas was quite popular. I knew I saw it here someplace. Fits like a glove. I'll send it along with the clock and let the customer install it. A beautifully running Seth Thomas 1-day ship's bell clock, keeping time once again.